It started with a handshake. His palm was warm, smug, almost rehearsed, the kind of grip that says, "I'm winning." We stood in the marble lobby of the bank my ex-wife now managed. Her name was engraved on the brass plate behind her desk. Sarah Whitmore, branch director. I used to pay her tuition. He, her new husband, adjusted his tie as if the air itself needed to respect him. "It's impressive you're still painting," he said, voice smooth with condescension. "Not everyone can live off their passion, even when it doesn't quite pay." Sarah smiled, tight, apologetic, but didn't stop him. That silence was her consent. He leaned closer. "You know, maybe it's time to cut ties with my wife. It's a bit inappropriate, don't you think? Having coffee with her when, well, she's moved on." I smiled back, a small, polite curve. Inside, something turned, something that had been patient for too long. "Of course," I said, "maybe you're right." He relaxed. Smug victory. I watched him walk away, tailored suit, confident stride, a man who thought he'd just put a stray dog in its place. But what he didn't know, what neither of them knew, was that the account under my name, the one their bank proudly managed, wasn't small. $700 million in quiet equity, waiting for the right moment. Sarah had once called me her muse. Now she called me Mr. Hale, like I was just another client. It was a small thing, but small things reveal everything. The change in tone, the way her eyes darted toward the office door whenever I spoke, the way her husband appeared seconds later as if she'd summoned him through guilt alone. I'd known something was off for months before their marriage. The late calls, the nervous laughter, the perfume that wasn't hers lingering on her coat. When she left, she said she needed stability. She meant money. And I had hidden mine. I told her I was struggling. I let her believe it. I let her pity me, talk about responsibility and ambition. I let her think she was trading up. Because there's power in being underestimated. So when her husband, Evan, the banker with ambition carved into his smile, told me to cut ties, I nodded and walked away like a ghost no one thought twice about. But I didn't forget the way she looked at me as I left, relieved but afraid. Afraid I might still matter. I didn't confront her. I didn't need to. Instead, I watched. From the periphery, the way painters study their subjects before they touch the canvas. Her name started appearing in the news, regional awards, promotions, photographs beside Evan at charity dinners. The two of them framed by flashbulbs and polite laughter. But beneath that shine, I saw the cracks, the subtle tightening of her smile, the glances away from his touch. I began visiting the branch again, discreetly. A transfer here, a withdrawal there. Small motions that raised no alarms. Every transaction was a brushstroke in a portrait only I could see. I noticed how the staff stiffened when Evan entered, how his voice cut, always loud enough for her to hear. He was the kind of man who needed to humiliate to feel alive. And she had chosen him. Still, I said nothing. I waited. Until one afternoon when I caught a quiet exchange between them near her office. Her voice trembled. "Please, not here." His reply was a low growl, dripping with control. The sound of a man reminding her who she belonged to. I left the bank that day with my decision already painted in my mind. Calm, deliberate, inevitable. It was easy to find what I needed. A friend in finance owed me a favor. A simple request. "Can you tell me where my funds are really being moved?" He called me 2 days later. "You won't like it," he said. I already knew I would. Evan had been using internal transfers, small diversions, hidden behind minor investment accounts. A slow siphoning, masked as fee adjustments. He'd been stealing. From me, through her. It was poetic, really. That evening, I requested an appointment. Sarah greeted me with her professional smile, practiced and tired. Evan was there too, pretending not to be. "I just wanted to check on my portfolio," I said. "It's been a while." She nodded. "Of course, Mr. Hale. You've been a valued client for—" I slid the file across the desk. "You might want to explain this." The silence that followed was suffocating. Her fingers trembled as she read. Evan's face drained of color, the confidence cracking like cheap glass. "Where did you get this?" he demanded. "I painted it," I said, line by line. Sarah's eyes met mine. 1,000 unsaid apologies flickered there, but apologies mean nothing after choice. I stood. "I think I'll be closing my account." Evan reached for words, but none came. The next morning, the bank was quieter than usual. My withdrawal wasn't digital, I made it personal. I wanted them to see it, to watch as the empire they built on appearances began to shake. The boardroom was filled with executives, all waiting. My request had sent ripples up the chain. 700 million isn't just a number, it's leverage. Sarah stood at the far end, hands clasped, eyes pleading. Evan stood beside her, pretending calm, sweat pooling beneath his collar. I handed over the final authorization. "Transfer everything," I said. "Today." "You can't just—" Evan began. "I can," and I did. The monitors flickered with movement, numbers collapsing, accounts closing, zeros vanishing like smoke. Sarah whispered, "Why?" I looked at her. "Because you once told me love was about trust. I just wanted to see how much mine was worth to you." Her face broke. Evan's fury turned to panic, his reputation unraveling in real time. I turned toward the door, pausing just long enough to let silence finish the job. "Don't worry," I said. "I'll send you one of my paintings, a reminder of what you lost." Outside, the sky was white, clean. I walked down the marble steps without looking back. In my pocket, the new account key rested, a quiet symbol of control regained. People talk about revenge like it's an act of rage. They're wrong. It's discipline. It's knowing exactly when to walk away and leave the fire burning behind you. I didn't destroy them. I simply removed myself and everything that ever made them powerful. In art, we call it negative space, the emptiness that gives shape to everything else. That's what I became to them, a void, a silence. And in that silence, I finally felt free.